The knockout rounds of the Olympics starts on Tuesday, and so in today's episode, we're going to look at each one of the matchups and give our predictions. We're going to get to all that and more on today's NBA Central.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. We got Bobby, Big Kev, myself, Haize, in the building today. Fellas, we reached the knockout round of the the men's basketball tournament. We're going to go team by team and matchup by matchup, I guess is the better way to say it. First up, at 5 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday is Germany versus Greece.
Well, I'll find out who won when I wake up. Yeah, but it should still be on. I get up at maybe 6ish on Tuesday, so it should still be on. I like the matchup. Greece barely made it. They needed some things to fall their way, and it happened. I don't like what I've seen from Greece overall. It's Giannis or bust for them, and when he misses certain shots, certain things, it changes the momentum. It was one of the earlier round games where he had an opportunity. I think it was versus Canada, where he had an opportunity to take the lead down to 2. He missed a layup right in front of the rim, and then Canada went on like an 8-0 run, and Greece tried to fight back, but they didn't have enough. I just don't think they have enough. Germany's a little bit deeper. They got the Wagner boys, and they also have Dennis Schroeder and a couple of other guys who are savvy veterans in terms of international play. I give Germany the edge in this one just based on having a deeper team.
I'm gonna go Germany as well. I just think they got too much firepower for Greece. I think their continuity is better. I believe they are better, especially with the chemistry that's been working for Dennis Schroeder and Franz Wagner. That has been something really, really to watch. Very, very entertaining. Honestly, I'm honest to see what happens when they come back to the NBA, if that becomes a thing. You know what I'm saying? Since I believe Dennis Schroeder is looking for a home. But in these games right here, I just think that they're gonna have too much to present for Greece. And it's just gonna be like you said, Kev, is Giannis a bust? And we know that right now, when you got 3 or 4 guys that you can rely on with the Germany squad, and they're gonna be able to do things, it's gonna be hard to neutralize 4 guys versus trying to neutralize 1. So I'm gonna give Germany the nod on that. Plus, Germany has been playing excellent in their matchups within their group lately. Throughout the start of the Olympics. So I'm gonna give them the edge too.
Yeah, we're gonna make it a straight 3. I got Germany in this one as well. Greece is just too. You can't even call it top heavy. They're just Giannis heavy. That's it. It's Giannis or bust for them. And we've seen in this Olympics is about the depth. If you have depth on your team, it can push you further. And so, I don't think. I'd be surprised if Germany doesn't walk away with this one. I'm not saying it's necessarily going to be an easy matchup to where they're going to blow them out, but I just think that the depth, the execution, and how good they are on both sides of the ball as far as Germany, I think they're going to take this one away from Greece for sure.
I agree with you. They are plus 47 within their own group when it comes to beating up.
Crazy.
Beating up on the people that's in their group. So those guys are rolling, and they should be able to get it done. I think it's going to be an entertaining game because obviously these guys know that there's hardware on the line now. So it's going to be entertaining, but I still got Germany.
Let's not forget, Germany beat USA in the FIBA. Like a couple years back. So they definitely know what it takes to win something like this.
That's a fact. Moving into the next matchup, Serbia versus Australia. And I'll take this one away first. If I'm picking Australia in this one. And this isn't just because Josh Giddey's on the team. I think when you look at, as long as I'm not even going with Josh Giddey being the most important. Well, he's the engine that keeps that team going. But Patty Mills has shown a lot so far in this tournament. A player that's kind of out the NBA in a lot of ways. He's still very effective in those. And Jock Landale has been huge in this one. And I think the physicality of Australia is going to be something that's going to be able to put them above Serbia in this one. How you guys feel?
So this one's like a push, right? It could go either way. Neither team has shown me enough to make me feel like they have the edge over one another. It's going to come down to a couple of things. One, how well they play in the clutch, and 2, if they can. I'm picking Serbia first and foremost. Let me say it that way because I think Bojan Bogdanovic has been playing lights out in this entire tournament. I think he had a couple. He had 28 the other day or 26 versus South Sudan. But I do think that Serbia hasn't played as well as they can either. Because if it wasn't for them shooting 30-something free throws versus South Sudan, which I know France y'all not slick. The referees ain't slick, bro. Stop it. But for real, I think though, as far as these two teams are concerned, I give Serbia the edge because of the leadership that they have on their squad. You can't count Nikola Jokic out at all, and
Yeah.
Bogdanovic has been playing really, really well. Even though Australia has what it takes, if they neutralize Josh Giddey the way Canada did, it's going to be a problem.
And that's my biggest concern when it comes down to the matchup, because I believe Josh Giddey is kind of like that X factor for Australia, just like obviously his Joker on the other side. But if it's absolutely one of those games that can go either way, to me, honestly, on Tuesday, this might be the best game of that day because how evenly they're matched. When it comes to the victor, I'm gonna go with the squad that got the best player, and that's Joker. So I'm gonna give Serbia the slight edge on that, but it can absolutely go either way.
All right, we got two for Serbia, one for Australia. This is probably the matchup that could go most either way. The next one we talk about, France versus Canada. I just don't see, unless the refs get to home cooking, I don't see how France is going to beat Canada.
And
Personally,
that's really it. The home cooking that's been taking place. Don't be surprised if a Dylan Brooks gets kicked out of this game type situation. They're gonna have to be on their best behavior.
yeah,
Canada knows what's at stake. They're trying to win a championship, a gold medal, and they know that they can do it. They got a team that's deep enough to contend with anybody in this field. Not that they can beat the U.S., but they can definitely play with them. So I'm picking Canada over France only because two things. I don't like Rudy Gobert. I think he's overrated even in an international play. And secondly, the referees though, like the refs have shown throughout this tournament that they're going to favor the home team, and that's part of it. So hey,
Yeah, for me, I'm going with Canada on this matchup. I just think that Canada, they are really, really deep, and they got a lot of good talent on the squad. We talk about RJ Barry, what he's been able to do, SGA. You got Jamal Murray, so these guys that have been battle tested in other types of form of play, but also with the international stuff that they was able to do in FIBA. And I think that France really their only option is to try to see if that Twin Towers thing could overcome Canada, but I just think Canada got too much firepower. And then the last matchup, I believe Canada played Australia. They was able to flip the switch defensively, and I think that's going to be a
yeah.
problem for France, especially if the offense is going for them because they got the shooters around and the depth. So I'm gonna go with Canada on that.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a interesting match. Like Canada, the way that they have that extra level that they go to defensively when it's needed is going to be interesting to see as this tournament goes on, because not a lot of teams have shown. I'll even say this: Team USA hasn't shown it as far as the team defense that Canada has shown. They've, like, LeBron has gone nuclear at times, so is Anthony Davis. It's like one player, but like Canada as a team goes into a different level defensively when they need to. And that could be what ends up, if they do win a gold medal, the thing that could separate them from the other teams, because that brand of team defense that they play, that's just been suffocating, man.
Yeah, and then if they sniff out a matchup that they feel like they can win at, they will exploit that. Like when we talk
Mhm.
about their matchup versus Australia, Josh Giddey tried to defend, but he was in so many actions. They because it was a close back and forth game, during that first half, but that second half it was just like, hey, we're gonna scope out the matchups, and if you in front of us, we're gonna blow by you and make opportunities for the other guys. And really, Canada, they probably gonna allow Victor to do what he do because he big as ever. But then after that, you can really just hone in on who you feel like is the best matchup, and I think they will be able to excel at that.
Like Jamal Murray already knows that he can kill big useless in the pick and roll. Mr. Defensive Player of the
You call
Year.
them big
He called
useless?
them big useless.
Yeah, because like I think he gets they people give him credit for being tall. And it's like, nah, bro, it's more to it than that. Move your feet, play the passing lanes, things like that. You better get blocks when you 7'3" or however tall he is. But at the end of the day, Jamal Murray, and they're gonna pick him apart in the pick and roll. Like whoever gets that matchup, they're gonna cross him up, step back, drive past him, so on and so forth.
For sure.
Yeah. I definitely feel where you're coming from there. Let's get into this last matchup. 3-0 US versus 1-2 Brazil. This should be a massacre, right?
I mean,
It
it should
should.
be.
Should be.
I
I
mean,
mean,
if you're
that's
gonna allow a small guard and Yago Sanato, I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, but if you're gonna let him come out and do something to you, I'm just saying USA. And I will say this: this is what's a bit concerning about USA because they've been having this cakewalk.
Mm-hmm.
The tougher matchups is on the other side of the bracket. So once you
Yeah.
start matching up, you know what I'm saying, against those guys, or you know what I'm saying, once you make it to that medal round, now you're getting a different beast. You know what I'm saying? On one of these teams, possibly Germany or Canada, that's battle tested. So the USA, I'm gonna give them this win, but I hope they still, come out with that killer mindset, which they should. You know what I'm saying? Because the last days of us seeing Kevin Durant and LeBron James and Steph Curry play in the Olympics, those are over with after this. At least I
Yeah.
predict. I don't know if somebody gonna come in there at LeBron at 45 or whatever it's gonna be. I don't see that happening. Steph Curry giving it one final run. I don't see that happening either. So I believe they will take these games seriously, but it is still a little something to put on my radar because I'm like, bro, this road has been kind of easy for him.
now. If we talking about one last ride, this better be Steph Curry's one last ride because he playing like it.
Yeah.
He playing like he don't even need to be here. I think he's shooting less than 30% from three, less than 40% from the field, less than 10 points per game. Yeah, this is his last ride. As far as who's going to win this game, the United States better win. The last thing I want to deal with is the narrative that comes. How can LeBron consider himself the GOAT? He couldn't even beat Brazil, and he went like I don't want to hear none of that stuff, man. So LeBron and AD and all y'all fellas go out there and take care of business so we can be business as usual, please.
What's your confidence level right now in Team USA's ability to win the gold medal in this tournament?
I'm like 85%. And that's only because whatever can go wrong will go wrong. And we talked about this the other day when Dub was here. US ain't been shooting the three well at all. And if they have to rely on 3-point shots down the stretch and close games or whatever, it's going to be tough. So unless they front running, which they probably will be for the majority of these games, or they have been for the majority of these games, it's going to be tough. In a close game, I'm not sure. I'm not sold on this squad.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. For me, it's about a 90%. I still gotta have that little bit of caution with these guys because in a one game winner takes all, anything can happen. It's like a game 7 in the NBA. Anything can absolutely happen, and I believe that if you look at the games that some of these other teams have played, those tuck and pull games, and USA just not haven't really had that. They had that front. They've been able to front run. You know what I'm saying? Being able
Yeah.
to do a little bit extra, and even in some certain moments, you see them like in their last matchup. Can't remember the team right now, but they came out of that in that second half going ISO for like the first like 5 or 6 possessions. It was kind of like a you go,
Your
and it
turn,
was
my
nothing
turn.
really.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it wasn't really nothing, but they eventually got it back on track. So I believe that they can, get it done, but you still gotta look out for that stuff.
Yeah, the days of just powering through this for the U.S. I think are done. They got to lock in. They got to play actual basketball, and they got to play like a team. And that's the thing that concerns me the most. I'm still extremely confident in U.S.'s ability to win the gold medal. It's just like right now, this doesn't feel like a team. It just feels like a collection of really great players, which is
Yeah.
very different. Those are very different things. So let's hope that it comes out on the other side of it. How you guys feeling about the women's tournament?
I
Oh, the
mean,
women's tournament. Haven't tuned in much. I ain't gonna lie
Yeah,
to you.
hey,
I've
listen.
watched all their games. Team USA should win this going away. Their toughest game was the other day,
Yeah,
where they kind of pulled away late. But these women have only lost 3 games in the last 20 years. If
yeah.
they lose, that's a seismic shift in the women's Olympics landscape. I doubt it'll happen. They're just too big, too strong. Like there's a difference between the men's side and the women's side. The U.S. women are literally bigger and faster and stronger than pretty much every single opponent. Like it looks like they're going against like JV high school kids. It doesn't
Oh
make
yeah, that
sense. But
game against Japan, it was just
yeah,
so awkward at first
Bro,
watching it.
but it's like that
that game
against
against
pretty much.
Japan was wild, man.
Now, when they running against teams that got a few athletic girls from different countries that's like made that's on these, you know how it is. Like you don't live there, but you got dual citizenships, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
When they run into those types of players, it gets a little bit murky. But for the most part, man, they just leaps and bounds ahead of them. The way people look at Team USA on the men's side, like we should just be dominant. That's how the women's side actually is.
Actually, is. Hey,
I
look,
agree
they're
with that.
winning. They're winning these games, Bobby, by an average of almost 30 points. Like,
Crazy.
I turned the game on today, like, oh, they kicking their ass.
yeah, it's like that. Like, I honestly planned on doing like post game shows over on Chicago Sky Central, but then it's like it's nothing to break down. Yeah, Team USA showed up, they shut shit down, they got the job done.
They
Like,
got up out of there. Yeah.
they got up out of there, bro. Like it's literally like it's like you took the damn Boston Celtics and had them face the best high school team in the country. It's like, what
It's
are we
crazy.
doing here?
I mean, but I know, like, when I checked out like a couple of articles, they was like, it was somebody, I can't remember the network, but they was trying to hype up Nigeria. I know y'all could probably the Nigeria women's team. I know y'all could speak to that. They like just like they going on a nice run. Is that like a thing right now?
They're going on a nice run for silver or bronze.
I mean, they're good.
It's just
Per
not
the rest
happening,
of the competition, but they're not close. That's the thing. It's Team USA, and then everybody else is all the way. The gap between Team USA and everybody else is like Kevin's height. Like it's literally like a huge gap, my boy.
It's like old girl's forehead that Shannon Sharp was talking.
Bro, Shannon Sharp completely murdered
Shannon
him.
Sharp a fool for that one.
Yeah, hey, listen, Shannon Sharp said, "You want to see a dead body?"
Like,
No, for real.
and then of course she got mad and started posting all her track and field trophies and stuff. Like, none of that matters now, sweetie. You already
None of
you
that
know,
matter. We cooked you already. Now you
lost.
emotional.
You can place all those trophies on your forehead. It's done.
What was the name of the song that Drake dropped after Not Like Us? Nobody remembers.
The Heart 6, and it was
There you go,
nobody cares.
And
Yeah.
I only
We know
listened
how
to
that
that
go.
half the time, and it was
We listened to that once or twice.
I was like, all right, Drake, like, you could have kept this shit. Any last thoughts, fellas, before we get up out of here, man?
Let's go. The Team USA men's 100 race. If you haven't seen it, anybody in the chat, in the comments, go watch it. I'm sure you've seen pictures and clips, but just go watch the whole thing. That it had me hyped, bro. I was at work. It was customers outside waiting on me. I was like, y'all gonna have to wait, Jack. And they made them wait a long time before they even ran the race. To see what Noah Lyles was able to accomplish, man, it was incredible. The Olympics have been fun. I'm excited to see the US continue to dominate.
For sure.
Yeah.
The Olympics definitely have been fun. I've been watching damn water polo, y'all.
Listen, bro.
I didn't watch BMX.
I'm telling you, bro.
I
Bro,
didn't watch
like-
some events, and they
like,
was very, very entertaining, man.
Bro, I just love sports, right? So this
Yeah.
is like the time of year that it's just like the fact that I could just open up the Peacock app and just watch sport, just leave it on that all day long.
Yep.
And
It's been heaven for me, man.
Yep.
Exactly.
So-
It's been a great time. But y'all make sure y'all lock in right here on NBA Central. We got more of the fire coming. So y'all make sure y'all tune in and hit that subscribe button.
Absolutely. Y'all been showing up since we've been consistently dropping episodes Tuesday, full-length episodes Tuesdays and Thursdays with some things sprinkled in there on the other days. Y'all really been turning out. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Really trying to grow this channel. These guys put in a lot of work on this channel, man. So make sure you guys show love. You can follow us at NBA Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBA Central Show at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, 773-270-2799 with the number one spot for everything basketball related, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.